Hi, this is Iman Agai, the founder of Vancouver Business Network and the president of Success Road Enterprises. Today I'm sitting with Monica Regan, the #1 Amazon best-selling author of Dream Power Goal Systems. So welcome, Monica.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Monica, tell us about the Dream Goal System.
The Dream Power Goal System is a system that I created to help people achieve their dreams and their goals. So the word dream is actually an acronym for the 5 steps in order to achieve your goals that you can take that are set out here in this book. So I also chose the word dream because dreams are the ultimate vision of your goals. That's sort of the biggest goal you have would be a dream that you have. So the word functions in 2 ways. As the 5 steps, the word dream is D is decide. That means actually take a step and decide what it is that you want to achieve and get really clear about that. The R in dream stands for realize it, and not realize it in reality yet. Realize it in your mind first. So it has to do with visualizing and getting a clear picture of what you want to achieve. The letter E stands for energize. So we know that when we're excited, we're more likely to move forward in our lives. So the chapter that is around energize has to do with how to create that momentum and excitement in your life so you're moving forward towards your goal. The letter A is action. Obviously, action is one of the most important things you can do. In fact, nothing's going to happen ultimately unless you do take action and take steps towards your goal. So that chapter has tools and techniques to support you in best creating action steps and moving forward on your goal. And then the M stands for maintain your momentum. Maintaining your momentum is really, really important. Most people get really excited, especially around New Year's, and they set out a goal, they start working towards it, they have some energy, and after 3 weeks, 6 weeks, or even a few months, that goal has disappeared. And we've got this list somewhere in a journal or on a back of a piece of paper stuck to the fridge, and we've forgotten all about it. And so maintaining your momentum is very, very important. And in fact, in some ways, one of the, I think, most powerful concepts in this book is how to do that.
Okay, so technically we decide throughout the year, we realize what we want to do, we get energized because of the new year, we take action for the first months, and then we lose the momentum of new year. So it's the best time for this interview before the new year.
That's right.
So you're getting energized right now.
Yes.
Get ready for take the action.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so behind every book there is a story.
Yes.
How did you start your book?
There is a story behind this book, and in some ways it's a tough story for me because it wasn't a good time in my life. The place that I was at when I started to build the ideas behind this book. So I was in my mid-30s. I was essentially broke, unemployed, alone, and living in a very dark, dank basement suite, which was not much bigger than this room, and feeling really not very good about myself. So I had some great things happen in my life, and I had been feeling successful in places at times, but this is where I was. And so I really had to have a really honest, hard look at myself and think, how did I get here, and what can I do to get myself out of this? And so I began to create some goals. One was to find my dream job. Another was to own a piece of property. And I was broke, so I had no idea how I was going to create this. And within about a year, I had achieved both those goals. And I did it by doing a bit of research, I took a few courses here and there, I read a lot of books, and I began to apply what has now become the Dream Power Goal System to my own life. At that time, of course, it wasn't a system yet. It was just things that were working. And so I took a massive move forward, and people really noticed that. People were saying to me, "What have you done, Monica? Like, how did you get here from where you were?" And I said, "Well, I did this, and I did this, and I did this." And they started saying, "You should write a book." And it was it was an amazing journey to be on and to go from this place where I really felt at one of the lowest points in my life to feeling like I had achieved a level of success that I imagined it was possible for me, but I had never imagined was possible so quickly. And and that what I had done could have been so effective. So essentially what I did was I thought back to everything that I had done when I had created those successes, and I put it together into a package and created a new goal, which was to publish and become a #1 best-selling author.
Yeah.
And I did that. I created the Dream Power Goal System. I put it together in a book. I had it published, and I became a #1 best-selling author on Amazon with this book. So the book about goals is actually a goal achieved itself, and so it's a testament to itself, really.
Okay, perfect. Congratulate you again for that.
Thank you.
Well, you became the #1 Amazon bestselling author just last week, yeah?
Just last week.
Yeah. Well, I don't know when you will watch the video, yeah, but from the time that we are sitting today, right now, it's last week.
Yeah.
So, Monica, how can we achieve our goals? Like, what's the power goal system? What's the Dream Power Goal System?
Well, as I mentioned before, the Dream Power Goal System is following 5 steps, and they're very simple. And at the same time, it's important to make sure that you do go through them in order, because the beginning builds the foundation for the action that you take ultimately. So as I mentioned before, the 5 steps are the acronym DREAM. The first important step is to decide. And it sounds obvious, but most people don't take leadership of their own lives. Most people sort of go along and they're happy in their day-to-day lives, more or less, and they have a few things that they'd like to do, or maybe somewhere inside they're kind of not at peace with, I really know I could be doing this. And yet they just continue day to day. So making a decision, and the way to do that is to write it down. And not just write down, I want to pay off my debt, or I want to lose 5 pounds, or I want to, whatever it is, something simple that you know is very achievable and you just really haven't gotten around to doing it yet. What I really encourage in the chapter on deciding is to go beyond just those very simple goals and go big. What is your dream? If you knew that you were going to have a tombstone saying, I did it when you died, what is it that you would have done? What is it that you want to achieve? And to have the courage, because it takes courage to say, I want to do this big thing. Maybe your family wouldn't agree, or maybe your something inside you thinks, no, it's too big, I can't do it. But have the courage to write it down. That's the first step. The second step, as I mentioned before, is to realize it, but not just realize it in reality, but realize it in your mind. So see that outcome as if it has already happened. So when I say that, I mean visualize yourself hearing, thinking, smelling, anything that you can get your senses involved in, having achieved that goal, that dream, fully and completely, as if it were a actual outcome already achieved. And when you do that, you begin to set yourself up to have a beacon to work towards. So when you're starting to feel like, I don't know, you have this clear image that you can go back to, and the more senses you can engage in it, the more powerful that works. The next step is E for energize, and energize is really about getting an excitement, but it's also about getting an emotional connection to what you want to achieve. So many people can visualize themselves having created the outcome of their goal, and they can see themselves being congratulated in whatever capacity would be appropriate for the goal that they have. Maybe you opening your little new wine store, your boutique wine store, and everybody's coming to the launch party of your wine store and they're congratulating you. And so not just visualizing it when you are realizing it in your mind in step 2, but in step 3, to get that emotional connection to the feeling that you would feel when you are in that place. And that gives you energy, it gets you excited. And then there's other little tools and techniques and steps that you can take in that chapter, and one of them includes things like, and this is going to sound really silly, but it works, is getting out of bed in the morning and just jumping up and down 3 times, shouting, I'm excited, I'm excited. And that will actually get your excitement going. It gets you moving, it gets you excited. And we wake up on the wrong side of the bed all the time, we're grumpy. Get out of bed and jump up and down. And it sounds silly, but it really is effective. So there are little tools and techniques like that also in that chapter. We also have action, of course, and action is obviously, as I said before, so important. And in the chapter on action, there are steps that can be taken one at a time. There are templates and different ways to help you set up the action steps that you would go through towards achieving that goal and to support you in doing that effectively. Because some people have a hard time figuring out how to take those steps. So that chapter supports that. And then ultimately, and in some ways, the most important one is maintaining momentum. And I know we mentioned that earlier. Maintaining your momentum that chapter really focuses on something called resistance. So when we want something, we often hit a wall, and then we start coming up with excuses about why we're not going to get it, why we're not going to achieve it, why we can't achieve it, why it's too hard. And that resistance is really connected to beliefs. And those are beliefs that are often very subconscious in our minds. So a very powerful thing to do is to be able to get in touch with those beliefs and understand where they come from and how to move past them. And that chapter, the fifth chapter in the 5-step system, helps you do that. And when you get through that, maintaining your momentum becomes much, much easier.
Okay, that's an interesting system. That's a very powerful thing to be able to go and make your dream come true.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, Monica, if people who are watching the interview want to contact you and take it further with you, or want to buy the book, where can they find the book? Where can they find you and take it further with you?
So the book is available on all online bookstores, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, anywhere that you would purchase books online. Simply type in the Dream Power Goal System or my name, Monica Regan. And people can contact me through my website, which is dreampowergoal.com. Mm-hmm. And on the website, you can find programs available that actually support implementation of the book, mastermind groups, group coaching, and individual coaching opportunities are available there too. And for the months of November and December, those programs, 2011 yeah. For those people who are watching in the future, those programs are significantly discounted as we're coming up to the new year, and it's a great time to get started with it. And so I've offered some really good discounts, so take advantage of those now. So through the website, dreampowergoal.com, and then my email is monica@dreampowergoal.com.
Perfect. Thank you, Monica, for joining us today at Experts Cafe, and we're looking forward to more of your success and if you're going to write your second book.
Absolutely.
I know, it's like when you write your first book, you want to write your second book.
That's right. That's true.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And wish you more success in your future.
Thank you very much.